What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I will be, of course, installing auxiliary input. Well, not really installing. I will be showing you guys how to install auxiliary input on your standard head unit for the CL9 CM Accords, I think, as well. Just any Accords of this head unit should work. Now, the interesting thing is that these Accords, when they were first produced, they did come with the aux function. As you can see, there's literally an aux button here. But Honda didn't install actual aux. It was just they just installed the button, not the actual aux. But they do have the port, so you can buy an aftermarket aux kit or whatever you want to call it. Plug into that, and then it should work. Now, of course, if you want to play music in your car, there are loads of different ways. You can just rock the standard head unit with CDs, or replace this whole thing with a giant tablet, which I find really ugly. You can change this little compartment down here into a, I think, double DIN fascia kit and install a head unit down here. I've seen people completely overhaul this and install a screen up here. Either way works. It's genuinely up to what you think personally, but I believe that aux is still the best option out of all of them. Why? Because when you have these head unit replaced, a lot of people I've seen online have complained that one, the tablet is slower, it gets laggy over time, and two, it actually compromises all of your buttons and features down here, such as dual climate controls. Your steering wheel buttons may not work, so it's kind of a you pick and choose. Aux is just sacrifice less without compromising music quality that much. And of course, if you want to install a fascia kit down here, you can. Those are kind of harder to find, but again, you're losing this giant storage compartment here. And when you look at the interior, there's really not much for you to actually store stuff in. So yeah, process itself is very simple, very straightforward. The aftermarket kit cost me about $50. You do need to get a jack converter if your phone is probably newer than an iPhone 7 and don't use jack ports anymore. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Total cost is relatively low. You can install it in under 10 minutes without compromising any of these features on the head unit. So I'll show you in a bit. Everything on this remains intact and working order. Aux just adds you an extra feature to connect your phone. So yeah. Okay, so to start things off, some people may think that you need to remove this whole thing. You don't actually need to remove this whole thing. You just need to remove this, that, and this. And you can get access to that. So you don't actually need the hassle to remove all this and disconnect the wires and all that. Just got to pop this trim out with your plastic trim remover tool. So you can slide it under here, and there should be two clips on both ends. Just be careful with them. You don't want it to snap. Otherwise, this is going to go all flimsy and flop around when you're driving. And then once you're that, you have two screws down here to remove this. You're going to have to disconnect the cigarette lighter down here. And also there's a screw holding onto this cabinet itself. So it's very simple, very straightforward. Just a plastic tool and probably a screwdriver. That's really much all you need. Okay, so now that we got this removed, you guys can see we have one screw here and then one screw here. So just get your regular screwdriver and you can unscrew this. And just be careful not to drop anything down here. Just be careful not to drop the screws down here, as there's really it can become pretty hard to reach, and you don't want to be taking your whole interior apart just for one screw. Now I've already installed this previously, so I'm just taking it off because one, it was kind of stopped working. So I'm just checking what's wrong with it and if there's any connection issues. And yeah, okay, so now that we got the first two screws out, there's actually two more screws down here. So one's in there, the other one is all the way down there. Now you're not going to see it because the ashtray will be blocking it. So you're going to have to take out the ashtray, which is not even clipped on. So you can take out the ashtray, then that will expose the screws, and then you can pull this out. Now just keep in mind that when you're pulling this out, it might be a bit annoying since this is actually mounted on a plastic bracket here. So you're going to have to make sure that you pull on the thing itself, not the bracket. Otherwise, it's not going to move. And you could potentially damage this plastic bracket, which is going to be a pain in the ass to fix. So yeah, just keep in mind. Okay, so now we got the two screws out. You can slowly nudge this out. Now, you don't really have to disconnect this. You can if you want. I just like to leave it hang here. Let it rest somewhere so it's not putting tension on the actual connectors. And I think other than that, this isn't being held up by that much. Only one screw down here, the other screw is in the other corner, and then you can essentially tuck this in, pull this one out. Now you might have to shift into neutral to do this to get more space, but other than that, it's very simple. Okay, so now that the two screws out, of course I'm shifting into neutral. What I find best is that you actually close this to make it easier for you to pull it out. But again, mine, it just keeps opening itself. Yep. So you can close this to make it easier to pull out. And then once you pull it out, just make sure you don't want to scratch anything around there. Do move this adapter out the way because it can block it, but lightly tug on this and it should just come out. So now this is out. Okay, so now this is out, of course you can see it exposes everything under here, and what you want to look for here is specifically this little thing right here. So you see this, let me just plug my old adapter. So this little connector here, this is your aux connector to the head unit. So of course, if you see me, I already bought an aux adapter. I got this off Amazon for about like 50 bucks, including the converter as well. So once you get that, you can chuck this in, get your port, make sure it is clean, make sure it is intact, and then you can just plug it right back in there. See, you guys can hear that. So yeah, you can plug it right back in there. Simple. It's the same thing. You got a clip here. You got a clip here, and you can just wiggle it out if you ever want to move it, and if you want to ever just put it back in, just make sure it's in there tight so the connection is good. And once I've done that, I just like to leave my adapter down here, and when you want to thread the cable, which is this cable over here, so this is my aux cable right here. As you can see, I have an adapter to plug in my phone. This is what it will come with standard, so you need to get this on the side for extra. Plug this in, and then that right on my phone stand. Phone sits here. I can play music all I want. So yeah, that's pretty much how you install this. And then when you put everything back, you just do it in the reverse order. So you want to put this first, and then screw the screws on, and then your ashtray, of course, here, all that bits and bobs. So yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. Now, when it comes to threading your cord in, there are many different ways that you can do it. If your cord is long enough, you can thread it under here, up from the handbrake, down here. Or you can, of course, thread it above here if there's enough clearance. You can thread the cord right through here. But what I find to be the easiest is threading it through this little dash crack right here. So if we tuck this in, you can see my cord comes right from here, and this gives just enough room to thread the cord in without making it look all ugly. And if we come from inside here, the view, you can see there's a little gap in between to thread the cord in. Now I find this to be the best option. Well, while my cord does sit on the floor down here, it is not really in the way where I'm constantly stepping on it. So once I get in the car, reach down, and then just enough reach to plug my phone right here into the stands. Of course, you can also do it on this side, but again, it kind of blocks your foot. So yeah, those are the very few ways that you can thread it through. There's not much, unless if you want to drill holes into your plastic dash, which is I do not want to do on my car specifically. But you know, if you don't care about it, if you want to drill holes, go for it. Maybe it'll make your life easier. You can, I think, probably thread it up to here, drill a hole, plug it right there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys do enjoy, please like and subscribe. Of course, this is not one of my usual videos. It's more tutorial based because there's really nothing interesting going on here. I just want to make it since, you know, when I installed this, there wasn't actually any videos out there. So maybe this will help someone out. But yeah, okay. The only main problem with this kit is just the fact that it's kind of got the alternator noise. So when you drive, your car kind of sounds like it has a turbocharger. So it's like a constant whine. But again, what I like to do is set my volume to 13, 14, and then just turn my phone volume up to max. That's the best way to minimize the noise. So yeah, it also just depends. Sometimes it's because the connection is bad. Other times it's because some other wiring issues that I don't want to really get into. It does a job. Music's still loud enough where if you're driving, you can't hear it. But yeah, just be wary of that. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you. Hope you guys enjoy. See you in the next one.